down in Louisiana. It's TJ McDaniel, Vice President, General Manager of Redneck Riviera Brands. We're super excited you guys are here tonight for a little fun, a little whiskey. Hopefully, you guys have a bit in your cup. And I know it's Thursday, but hey, we're leaning into the weekend now. It's probably okay to get things kicked off. And if you hadn't got your bottle, be sure and go grab one tomorrow before we start the weekend. So excited you guys are here. Rouses is such a great company. We've just had an awesome pleasure working with them. In fact, they were one of our first major retailers in the U.S. when we launched a couple of years ago, and it's been just a phenomenal relationship with them. So without further ado, I wanted to kick it off to the man you guys came to see tonight from Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. John Rich.
Thank you, TJ. I appreciate it. Hey, how's everybody in Louisiana tonight? Hold your drinks high in the air. I can see a couple of you. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. There you go. You got a big cup, Paul. I see you there with your big white cup. There you go. Hey, good to be with you guys. And I want to thank Donnie Rouse. You know, I got to meet Donnie in 2018. He come up here to my house in Nashville, and I said, hey, Donnie, I got some pretty good whiskey I'm getting ready to put out. And he goes, let me drink some of it. I said, all right. And I poured him a little bit, and he drank it. Said, that's pretty good. Pour me some more. So I poured him a little bit more, and he went, man, this would be great in our stores. I said, well, Donnie, we'd love to be in Rouses. And actually, Rouses was the first retailer to bring on Redneck Riviera American blended whiskey. Can I get a yeehaw before we start singing? On a count of three, give me a yeehaw. 1, 2, 3. Yeehaw. Drink her down. We got any Johnny Cash fans out there, huh? Well, love is a burning thing, and it makes fire and rain. Sound good? Yeah, bound by wild desire. Yeah, I fell into a ring of fire. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. Ring of fire, ring of fire. Well, the taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. Well, I felt for you like a child. Oh, and the fire was wild. Here we go. Say I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. Ring of fire, ring of fire. Y'all sing it with me. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. Ring of fire, ring of fire. Yes, and it burns, burns, burns. Ring of fire, ring of fire. Here comes the trumpet part. Say da 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 da. Say da 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 da. Come on, Louisiana. Da 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 da. Say da 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 da. Can I get a hell yeah for Johnny Cash, baby? Come on. Good to see everybody tonight. Thank you guys for joining in. And I got to tell you, I have toured all over this country. I've toured all across the planet, really, at this point. And I remember early on playing shows down in Louisiana. And I'm not going to lie, I fell in love with a girl in Louisiana. It's a fact. It happened one time. Early on in my career, she was from Bastrop, Louisiana. She's one of them dark-haired Cajun kind of girls. And I went, my God, I think I'm in love with this girl right here. And I not only did I like her, I just loved the culture of Louisiana. You know, I love the music and the food and everything that comes out of that state. And beyond that, one thing I've learned over the years about Louisiana and people that live there is they work really hard. and they play really hard too. They really play hard. I mean, they go at it. You know, people in Louisiana, when they finally get a chance to cut loose, they cut loose like there ain't no tomorrow. And I've always loved that about that great state. And so to be on here singing a little country music for you, drinking some whiskey, it's quite an honor. So thank you guys for logging on and checking it out. Tell your friends. I'm gonna be on there for a few minutes. You can tell them, hey, log on, you know, send them that link, let them jump in. You know, when you put out something like Redneck Riviera whiskey, you hope stores actually put it on the shelf. And you realize when you put out a bottle like this one right here, which I know y'all have seen there at the Rouses store, you know who you're up against? You're up against all the big ones. You know, you're up against Jack Daniels and Jim Beam and Crown Royal and all the rest. And I said, you know, I'd like to give people something that is different and something that tastes different and stands for something and gives back to something. That's what this brand's all about. I never wanted my bottle to be just one of the bottles on the shelf. You know, I wanted people to walk into that Rouse's store, see my bottle and go, bingo, I know what that bottle's all about. I know that bottle was made in America. I know that glass was made in America, that cork was made in America, that label was made in America. And I know that that brand is given back to our military, which is a big thing to me. And I know it is to you too. You know, where would we be without the American military? Where would we be without our police, the men and women who sign up to do the hard jobs, that sign up to do what it takes to keep this country safe, keep this country free? Well, we'd be nowhere is where we'd be. It'd be the United States of China, the United States of Germany, the United States of Japan back in the day. But hundreds of years of men and women fighting for this country have kept the American dream alive. And that's why guys like me, and folks like you, get to live free in this country today. Can I get a hell yeah for that? Because I feel like I'm preaching the Pentecostal freedom revolution. On the count of three, 1, 2, 3, hell yeah. Drink her now. I was thinking about what kind of songs should I be singing tonight if I'm singing to a bunch of people from Louisiana that shop at Rouse's. Well, there was this one guy named Mel McDaniel. Now, he's been gone for a while, God rest his soul. But when I was growing up, I heard him on the radio every 5 minutes. And I have played this song in probably every honky-tonk in the U.S., including... So let's see if I can still remember all the verses. It goes like this. Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. My brother Bill and my other brother Jack, belly full of beer and a possum in a sack. 15 kids in the front porch light, Louisiana Saturday night. When the kin folks leave and the kids get fed, me and my woman gonna slip off the bed. Have a little fun when we turn out the lights, Louisiana Saturday night. Sing it! Yeah, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. Here we go. Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. Say dance in the kitchen till the morning light, Louisiana Saturday night. What do you think, Louisiana? You like that song? How you doing, Eddie Marquez? I see you on there, Eddie. How you doing, sir? Good to see you, Brother Eddie. All right. We're making friends. We're drinking whiskey. Hey, we're celebrating our freedom tonight, and that's a good feeling, I tell you right now. I was thinking it, too, about I was hanging out with my friend TJ. He's an Arkansas boy, but he's also a country music fan, big time. Plays a little bit, plays a little harmonica, a little guitar. And he likes the funky stuff too, like me. Now, this one, I always ask all the young country singers coming up, I go, do you know Amos Moses? And they say, do I know what? I say, do you know Amos Moses? You know, Jerry Reed. I mean, is there a better Cajun representative than Jerry Reed? For God's sake, he was in Smokey and the Bandit. He was in all those great movies, and he invented chicken picking. And if you don't know what chicken picking is, that's in country music when it sounds on a old Telecaster guitar. It goes, right? That's called chicken picking because it sounds like a chicken, like cluck, cluck, cluck. And so Jerry Reed put out this song that I learned when I was a teenager out in Texas. And I'll do a little piece for you, for all my Cajun friends down in Louisiana. Now Amos Moses was a Cajun, lived by himself in the swamp. He hunted alligator for a living, he just knock him in the head with a stump. The Louisiana law gonna get you, Amos. It ain't legal hunting alligators down in the swamp, boy. Now the folks around South Louisiana said Amos was a hell of a man. He would hunt the biggest, the meanest alligator and just use one hand. That's all he got left, cause the alligator bit it. Left thumb gone clean up to the elbow. Yeah, about 45 minutes southeast of Thibodaux, Louisiana. There's a cat called Dog Mill South and his pretty wife Hannah. Well, he raised up a son that could eat up his weight in groceries. Named him after a man of the cloth, called him Amos Moses. Yeah, about 45 minutes southeast of Thibodaux, Louisiana. There's a cat called Dog Mill South and his pretty wife Hannah. Well, he raised up a son that could eat up his weight in groceries. Said named him after a man of the cloth, called him Amos Moses. Come on, Jerry Reed. We got any Jerry Reed fans? There you go. A little piece of it. A little piece of it. So one really important thing to me about anything I do, whether it's my music or this whiskey or whatever, is I think you should always give back to people, number one, that need it. But in my case, listen, I have a high school diploma and I grew up in a trailer in Texas. I am nothing fancy by any stretch of the imagination. I am as regular as you're ever going to get. And there's a reason why people like me get to chase the American dream. You know, I say all the time, America doesn't guarantee you happiness. It guarantees you the right to pursue happiness. It gives you the right to go for it. You know, there's no guarantee you're going to be successful or be happy or, you know, get everything you ever wanted. But we do have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, why do we have a right like that? Why do we have those rights? Because of men and women, and I know we got a lot of veterans and a lot of active duty down there in Louisiana that have signed up, that have volunteered to fight for this country and keep the American dream alive. And so what we do with Redneck Riviera American blended whiskey is a big, big deal. When you see this bottle at the Rouses store, I want you to remember this part. We give back to a group called the Folds of Honor. And what Folds of Honor does is they put kids through college who lost a parent in combat, lost their mom, lost their dad in combat. Can you imagine that? It is hard to imagine what that would do to a family. And you know what happens is, you know, a mom or a dad, they die in combat, fighting for the United States, fighting for the American dream to keep it alive. And there's a lot of attention
on those families for a few weeks, a few months. But as time goes by, what happens? Well, they start to fall through the cracks. And what Folds of Honor does is they make sure that those kids don't fall through the cracks. And they search them out. They go to states like Louisiana, and they find kids whose parents have served this country, and they pay for their educations and make sure that they get what they should get. And that is incredible. That is called honoring your country. You know, that's called being proud of your country and doing something about it. More than just saying thank you for your service. This makes it a physical thing in their lives. And that's what we do with this brand. So to date, Redneck Riviera Whiskey has now paid for over 100 college grants through the Folds of Honor for kids who lost a parent in combat. I'm pretty proud of that. Can we have a toast to that? That makes me feel good to say that. Here's to you guys. Here's to our military. Here's to our police. God bless you. 1, 2, 3, and drinker. We support our police. We support our military. We believe that a lot of the nonsense that's going on in this country right now that says hard work doesn't count, that hard work is something that's strapped on the backs of people that can't think for themselves. That's how they try to make us feel. It's wrong, and we all know it. We all know that hard work has integrity. Hard work brings about better things in your life. Hard work sets an example for your kids. Hard work's what it's all about. But when you get through working hard, what do you want to do? Play hard, right? You want to play hard too, right? So that's why I put this whiskey on the shelf, because that's the kind of guy I am. Is that at the end of the week, when you're finally through working, you want to have a little fun, and you got a little bit left over, what are you going to spend it on? Well, how about this one? How about go down to Rouses, grab you one of these. Now, let me tell you about this bottle, why this bottle is different. Now, listen, I'm not going to poo-poo other brands, but I'm going to tell you the truth about them, okay? My cork is made in America. My label, made in America. My glass, made in America. You might say to yourself, that's cool, but why is that a big deal? Do you know how much glass is made in America at your local liquor store at Rouses? How much American glass you have in there? Virtually none, other than mine. You know why? Because it costs a bunch of money. It costs about 72 cents more per bottle to have American glass. And I had an accountant one time tell me, he said, you know, John, you're selling all that whiskey down there in Louisiana. You know, if you would use overseas glass, you'd save 72 cents per bottle, and that would really impact your bottom line. And here's what I said to that guy. I said, well, my patriotism is not for sale. So we're going to have it in American glass, or we ain't going to have it. And I have a feeling, knowing the people in Louisiana, you feel exactly the same way. So when you go see that bottle, you tell your friends about it. Listen, we've made the commitment. We keep it 100% made in America. We give back to the families of our military, and we make it smooth, and we make it affordable. And I don't know what else I can do for you guys. I mean, that is the absolute best reason to pull one of them bottles down. And thank you to Donnie Rouse for putting it out there and letting you guys have a shot at it. I wanted to ask TJ, I know we had some folks on. We're going to give away an autographed guitar tonight, which is very cool. Very cool. And any questions somebody might have, I'm wide open to taking those. TJ, anybody giving any questions tonight, or does anybody want to talk about something? This is kind of fun.
Now, John,
I haven't
pop
in the question chat. But look, you guys have got questions.
Fire
them off.
Don's
open it.
Well, TJ, let me ask you a question. What have you felt about, you know, I've been going since day one with this brand. You know, what are some of the great things you've seen happen with it?
It's really been
life-changing,
John. It's been life-changing. You know, we have built some of the best relationships with some of the most amazing retailers and those customers across the country, getting to know the families that are involved with Folds, not just Folds as an organization, but a layer deep, and to be able to spend time with those that we've actually been able to help fund through these college grants has been one of the greatest joys of my life. I didn't get a chance to serve this country from a military perspective, but now is my opportunity to serve those that have served, and it's been amazing. So as you said, we couldn't have done it without great partners like Rouses and so many others out there. It's just, they've made it all possible. So thank you. Thank you to Rouses.
TJ, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
We do have a question.
What do you got?
So Dave Ensler says, how did you decide on your mash bill? It's a great question, Dave.
Well, thank you, Dave. That is a great question. So when I set out to build this whiskey, the whiskey I'd always drank was Crown Royal. And if you know anything about big and rich music, you know, save a horse, ride a cowboy, right? Everybody knows that song. And in that song, it says, by the bar, a double round, a crown, and everybody's getting down in this town, ain't ever going to be the same. Well, that's Crown Royal. So that was my go-to drink. And one day I was looking at that Crown Royal bottle on the tour bus, and it says Canadian blended whiskey. I said, yep, I've been drinking Canadian blended whiskey. I wonder if there's such a thing as American blended whiskey. So I went out to some liquor stores, and I would walk in when we were out on the road, and I'd say, hey, buddy, can you show me where your American blended whiskey is? And every single time I would ask that question, I got the same answer back. I don't think we have anything called American blended whiskey in this store. And I'd be like, in this whole store, you ain't got anything called that. No, I don't think we do. Hey, Bill, we got anything called American? But no, I don't think we have anything called that, son. And so every single time I get this answer, and I thought, there's got to be a way that we could have an American blended whiskey that wouldn't burn, wouldn't bite, and leave a smooth finish on the back. Gotta have it. Gotta be a way to figure that out. So in 2017, I started working on it with a great master distiller. We went through 200 variations of this blend to get to that final thing that is in the bottle that you're drinking right now, that you're seeing at Rouses. I said, if that's what's in the bottle, I would never drink Crown Royal ever again, because this is better. This is smoother, this is easier, and this is American. I would drink that. So the mash bill, it's very simple. And I'm not going to give you the recipe, because if I give you the recipe, you're going to start making it in your basement, and then you won't have any reason to go to Rouses again. Okay, let's be honest. But it's a very simple blend of American light, American rye, and American malt. Okay, it's those three whiskeys, but blended in a very particular way that come up with this blend. It's a really fancy word. It's called proprietary blend. Proprietary blend, meaning it's the only one. It's one of a kind. So when you walk into Rouses, when you see that wall of whiskey and you see my red, white, and blue label, you know that's one of a kind. It is not a mimic of anybody else. It is its own thing. And not only the way it tastes and how smooth it is and how it's priced, but that it stands for freedom, America, the American dream, gives back the folds of honor, all the other things that I think people like us support. So thank you for your question. I appreciate that.
It's awesome. John, we got one more. Robert was curious about the story. Like how do you come up with the name of like Redneck Riviera? What's the version on that?
Well, anybody that lives in Louisiana has heard that phrase probably their entire life. You know, you can't afford to go to the French Riviera, so you go to where? You go to the Redneck Riviera, right? You go to the beach that you can afford to go to. And by the way, if you told me, hey, John, we'll pay for your trip to the Redneck Riviera or to the French Riviera, which one would you take? Is that even a question? I don't think so. Best beaches, best food, best music, best people. It's always the Redneck Riviera. I've always loved that, that phrase and what it stood for. You know, I growing up out in Texas, first time I ever tasted salt water, because it splashed up in my face on an inner tube, hanging on my dad's leg, you know, as we were going out there in the Gulf a little bit, was in the Redneck Riviera. It was down on the Gulf Coast. And it's one of the best memories of my life. And I just think it's a special state of mind. You know, I think it is Louisiana, it is Alabama, it is Florida. Of course it's those states. But it really goes to, well, where's Margaritaville? Well, Margaritaville is anywhere that you got a blender, some tequila, a Hawaiian shirt, and some Jimmy Buffett music. Okay. Well, where's Redneck Riviera? Well, Redneck Riviera is where all the rowdy, hard-working people are hanging out, that are probably playing Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash, John Anderson, and, you know, Loretta Lynn, Tanya Tucker, Gretchen Wilson, Big and Rich, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, people that have fun, people that work hard and play hard. Hell, that's why it says it right on the front of the bottle. Work hard, play hard. You know, it's not a trick. This brand is what it is. And I'm proud of putting this forward, especially in this day and age when people are poo-pooing hard work and they're talking down about, well, they just don't understand. You know, they just don't understand. You know, they don't have our college degrees and they're not in the media. Oh, really? We don't understand? I think we understand better than anybody understands. And I don't buy into their narrative. I buy into our narrative, which is work hard, play hard. That's what this brand's all about. I'm proud of it. Any other questions, or are we rounding the corner? What are we doing?
Let's round the corner.
Are we giving a guitar away to somebody, or?
I'd sure like to, John. So look, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I'm looking at 11. Give me a number between 1 and 11. I'll dig down in here and find that number, and we'll find out who this autographed guitar is going to go to.
Between 1 and 11. My word. Between 1 and 11. I will take, you know what? The first person to log on. I would say that's got to be number 1. Let's just go for number 1. I want to see that.
Number 1. Here it is. Michael Parrott. Michael Parrott.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Michael, you're going to get an autographed guitar. I'm going to autograph it right here at my house in Nashville. I'm going to mail it right to your house with a big old thank you. God bless America. John Rich 2021 Redneck Riviera Whiskey. Can I get a hell yeah?
So, Michael, can you do me a favor? Can you in the chat send me a note? Look for TJ McDaniel. Get me your address, your information. I'll make sure we get that to John, and we'll get that signed and sent out to you right away, okay? Congratulations.
So let's sing one more song, and I just want to say thank you guys for joining us tonight. Man, this is awesome. Rouses is awesome. So you wonder if I know the family? Yes, I do. I do know Donnie Rouse. And Donnie Rouse is a good guy. He cares about y'all. He's got a great chain of stores. You know, that's an American success story if you want to talk about it. It truly is. That's a hardworking family. They care about you guys. That's why the stores look so good. You know, I've done a few signings in some Rouses over the years, and man, top notch all day long. Patriots are running Rouses. Can I get a hell yeah for the Patriots? All right, one last song. God bless you guys. Go tell your friends you had fun tonight, and thank you for drinking that Redneck Riviera whiskey. Last song. Here we go. Yeah, when I walk into the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. I'm about the bar, trip around a crown. Everybody's getting down in this town. It ain't never gonna be the same. Y'all see it, 'cause I saddle up my O's and I ride into the city. I make while the girls are drinking. Long necks down, and I wouldn't trade on Leroy. My Chevrolet for your Escalade, your big parade. I'm the only John Wayne left in this town, and I saddle up my own, and I'm riding to the city. I make a lot of noise, cause the girls they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway with my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Well, I'm a thoroughbred, that's what she said. The back of my truck bed as we was getting buzzed on suds out on some backcountry road. And we were flying high, down as wine, having ourselves a vigorous time. I was going about as far as she let me go. Yeah, but her evaluation of my cowboy reputation had me begging for salvation all night long. Yeah, till I took her out, gigging frown, introduced her to my old bird dog, sang her every Gretchen Wilson song I could think of. But we made love, and I saddled up my own. Now I'm riding to the city. I make a lot of noise, cause the girls they are so pretty. I be riding up and down Broadway with my old stud Leroy. The girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. What? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody sing it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. God bless Louisiana. God bless Rouses. And hold up your Redneck Riviera whiskey in the air one time. Can I get a hell yeah? 1, 2, 3. Drag her down. God bless y'all. Stay strong, stay patriotic, and stick to your roots. We love you. God bless you. John Rich signing out, Redneck Riviera Whiskey.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.